Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Hey, we in the building. What's good, everybody? Wait a couple of minutes for anybody to fall in here. We got nobody watching, but that's okay. You know why? Because I'm not here for y'all. Technically, I'm here for me. The bonus is that y'all get to watch this later. And it's good content. I appreciate it. So we'll give it a few minutes. We'll start off like we always do. Let me go ahead and pull up some Fairfield Jonny music. This is not why I stream, for sure. My music is not that good. But let's see what we got here.
All right, Fairfield Jonny.
Let's go.
I live a dope life, I take dope trips. Raised on raw raps, rich rocking my fam. Game from the bay. I don't do fake friends, call me cocky, I don't mind, I'm a beast with it. It was a cold, dark day when they killed my friend. Matty G was the best, I'm trying to be his twin. Love a single mom, trying to look like Kim. I'ma always be around to go shop for skins. Take you on a plane, let the movie begin. Welcome to my world, got it, I did. Let the movie begin.
All right, Fairfield Jonny.
Got it, I did. Let the movie begin.
All right, Fairfield Jonny.
Got it, I did. Let the movie begin.
All right, Fairfield Jonny.
Got it, I did. Fairfield Jonny. Google me or ask somebody. You feel me?
What's good?
Okay,
Going
mijo.
live on YouTube for a little bit, just talking about a little bit of stuff. Talking about authors, artists tonight. You feel me? Authors and artists. And maybe a little bit of music.
I live a dope life. I take dope trips. Raised on raw raps, rich rocking my fam. Game from the bay. I don't do fake friends, call me cocky, I don't mind, I'm a beast with it. It was a cold, dark day when they killed my friend. Matty G was the best, I'm trying to be his twin. Love a single mom, trying to look like him. I'ma always be around to go shop for skins. Take you on a plane, let the movie begin. Welcome to my world, got it, I did. Let the movie begin.
All right, Fairfield Jonny.
Got it, I did. Let the movie begin.
All right, Fairfield Jonny.
Got it, I did. Let the movie begin.
All right, Fairfield Jonny.
Got it, I did. Fairfield Jonny. Google me or ask somebody. You feel me?
Yay! That's what's up. What's up, everybody? Just here on a Sunday night, like I told you I would be. I kind of came back to streaming for the first time on Tuesday. Was a great experience. Was actually a lot of fun getting some things off, talking about a few things. Oh, that's what I need to do. I need to turn this way and my mic this way. But yeah, man, I had a great time doing a stream the other night. So I decided let's double back. Let's do Sunday nights like we said we were going to. Sunday, Tuesday nights. So Sunday and Tuesday nights, feel free to tap in here with what's going on. Everything else going really good. Gonna do some more kind of review on my Instagram on what I've been up to. Also, too, want to talk about some of the things I experienced over the weekend regarding authors and artists. As I mentioned before this, really, it was a great weekend. I had a weekend filled with so much love and fun, as well as the holiday spirit. You know what I mean? The holiday spirit is so very important right now because the thing about the holidays is you can complain all you want, you can act cooler than you really are, but really getting into the holiday spirit is one of the best things you can do as a man, as a father, as a husband, as a partner. It's just fun. It's just easy to do. It's easy to fall into the Thanksgiving, the Christmas spirit, and that's what I did this weekend. I'm gonna try really hard not to yawn right now. I don't know why it is. Sometimes when I get on this microphone, all of a sudden the itis creeps in and I'll be tired. But it's also a little late. It's only like 10:30. It's not really that late. It's 10:34. Um, but I wanted to get on here, like I said, because I'm kind of just getting back into this. I'm practicing. The funny thing is, I wrote up here that I had 189 subscribers on December 3rd when I jumped back in. And I thought that we would get more subscribers by streaming because that's what this is. It's a streaming channel. So I thought, oh yeah, by doing streaming, I'm gonna get some more subscribers. However, I lost a subscriber like the next day, and that was funny to me. It was like, okay, someone saw what I'm back up to, and they're like, "F this," but I think I know who the lost subscribers might have been, and that's okay. Goodbye. Goodbye to you. But you know what? I'm still here because I have found that this is a fun outlet for expression, getting me a little bit used to back being on a microphone, getting me used to back talking to my opinion. But like I said, things have changed from when I started doing this versus now. And so part of that we're going to talk about. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But for now, just wanted to jump on here and wish everybody that had a good Thanksgiving, a Merry Christmas. This is bad. I really can't stream this late. I'll be tired. I'm tired right now, but that's okay because I sound good. The mic seems to be really hot, which I'm really, really happy with. But like I said, you know what I mean? That's just where I'm at. It is what it is. If you're watching this, you're probably a friend, a family member, someone who supports, maybe even someone who hates. But I am on here happy, full of life, full of joy. I'm super, super excited about everything that's going on, everything God's doing in my life, everything I'm doing in my life. Okay, I'm not gonna be able to do this for long. Damn it. It's just annoying. I would hate to be streaming or watching a stream of somebody just yawning. But there's a couple things I got to cover, a couple things that I got to talk about, and we're gonna talk about them. So first off, if you were just listening to the intro, that is my song that I put out. It's called "Live a Dope Life," and really, it was just a song that was inspired by like life, like straight up. I really, 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 I really, really, really kind of. Hang on a second. Oh, okay. Let me see here. What is this? Oh, duh. Okay. We good. Hilarious. Okay. So one of the things that really has happened, like I said, was we are in the holiday spirit. You feel me? It is Christmas time. Christmas time is here. And it's one of my favorite times of the year. I come from a family that is really, really super excited about Christmas. I come from everything holiday spirit, come from the decorations around the house, gifts, Christmas family parties, gifts exchange. And in fact, I am taking part of a gift exchange. The great thing is that for our family gift exchange, I have pulled my sister-in-law as my gift, and she don't watch my streams. So I'm going to be working on her gift here in a little while. Might pull you guys up on game, might not. Haven't decided yet. Damn, I might have to stop streaming. I think I'm too tired to do this. It's been a long day for me. My girl, as most of you guys may know, that I mentioned last time, she's 6 months pregnant. We're expecting a baby here in March, so I'm super excited. But part of that is the fact that we have been busy, and so I was up today early This is boring. I was up today early. Taking care of some business for her. We were clearing out closets and getting things together, just preparing for our baby to come. We nesting right now, you know what I mean? And it's a special time. I'm really excited about all that, but it calls for long days, calls for long nights. And on top of that, I'm selling some appliances and doing some other things. So as soon as I got back, I ended up cleaning up and cleaning appliances, getting them posted, doing all that. And I was like, oh, I'm good to stream. I'm gonna have myself a little white claw and get on here and do some streaming. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm exhausted, but I'm gonna keep it going because I really, really wanted to do this, and I at least want to get a half hour in. So we at 11 minutes already. That's okay with me. So if you're just tuning in, if you're here right now, I appreciate you. Please like, comment, and subscribe on this stream. YouTube, they say it might be a dying medium, that not a lot of people are streaming on here. Everybody's on Kick or on Twitch, but it's a little too new for me. I don't know that I want to be a Kick streamer or a Twitch streamer. Now, I know a lot of people say it's smart to do both, to broadcast to Twitch, to broadcast to Kick, but I'm still not there yet. I'm still OG off the YouTube Chrome page. I'm just streaming directly from the page, not using an interface. But again, that's just me being an OG. Whether YouTube sees that as a benefit or not, I'm not too sure. So let's jump into a little bit of what happened this weekend. In order to do that, I'm actually going to pull up my archive from my story from this weekend because it has a lot to do with how everything went for me. So this weekend, I didn't have a lot of stuff planned for Friday as far as my construction and contracting goes. I didn't do a heck of a lot of planning because there was a few things that I seen going on that I really, really wanted to partake in. And so I scheduled my time around. And the only thing, probably the only thing that I love about being an entrepreneur, being my own boss, is the fact that I do get to pick and schedule my time. I get to decide what I want to do, when I want to do it, and how I want to do it. For now, that may not always be forever. I mean, there's a lot of things that can happen, but for now, I get to pick my days and do them myself, and that's what I'm doing. So, one of the things that I noticed that was happening this weekend was an author showcase. So there was an author showcase in my hometown. I was really blessed to be able to partake in it as far as an attendee. I was not an author that was featured in the author showcase this time, but I did partake in the showcase being an attendee. And I think sometimes that's really important. It's really important sometimes to go and support others that are doing what you want to do. And I say that with all humility and all, pride to the side, because I would love nothing more than to be a successful author. But what does that mean these days? You know what I mean? What does it mean to be an author nowadays with AI and social media, as well as this YouTube media platforms, streaming platforms going crazy? What does it really mean to actually be an author? And that's kind of why I went this week. I wanted to go see what it was that others are doing, how they're marketing their books, what their stories mean to them, what it is that they deem important to put out as content in print form. I mean, let's be honest, books are quote unquote content, as we use that term in the YouTube and the streaming world, and social media world. you know we hear about content creators. Well, the first real content creators were authors. I mean, yeah, we can discuss and say that playmakers or people who will put on performances, dance, would be it dance or be it song, but in the grand scheme of things, none of those songs, none of those plays were done at a grand level without being able to print them first, for others to read, for others to enact out, for others to sing, for others to play the music along. So print media really, really was the birth of content creating. And now that I've been a person who's gotten into producing print media, producing books, publishing books, having them available on Amazon for sale, people who are actual customers, and right here, like, these are my books. These are the thoughts that I had that were printed out in book form. Where is Uncle John? As I've discussed before, it is content, really. And it's funny because the view of this is backwards than what it is. So that's why you see me. But as you see here, where is Uncle John? Uncle John is in Amazon jungle, Patagonia, Guatemala. But Uncle John is right here, doing some content, putting out some things. And like I said, authors are really the original content creators, and I'm thankful for that because, believe it or not, yeah, I'm a little older. I'm as they call my homie T-Rail, Unc Boy T-Rail. I'm Uncle John. You know what I mean? And I'm happy to be that. This content right here, Fairfield Jonny, that's just who I am, kind of by nature. But really, I am Uncle John. I'm Uncle John to eight beautiful nieces and nephews, plus a handful of other ones that are unofficial but can't get any closer in relation. I'm Uncle Johnny, Theo Johnny. Believe it or not, I actually have some Chilean nephews and nieces down in Chile, in the Patagonia area, who are my best friends' kids. And you know what I mean? They love me and talk to me and call me Theo Johnny just as much as my nephews and nieces here in California. So, really, like I said, authors are the original content creators. And I, being now a published author, which I'm proud to be that, am leaning more into this, am leaning more into what print media means. It really means something different. I have watched and consumed a lot of content here online, be it podcasts. I'm one of the first people that I know, period, that was on podcasts. Me and my brother were actually in 2013. We were in discussions to produce a podcast. We were gonna do Christian rap, Christian hip hop, because at the time I was a youth pastor, and we were talking about it. But at the time I was married to someone who wasn't really as supportive in like my endeavors and my ideas, as my current, love and partner. And I wanted to convert my extra bedroom that I had in my home to a podcast studio. I talked about me and my brother being a part of it. He now is one of the top podcast producers in Northern California. And it's not lost on me, of who he is or what he does. But we really, really discussed this a long time ago. It didn't work out. Cool. Same thing with my Bitcoin. I bought Bitcoin in 2016, 2017 for when it was around like $2,000 a Bitcoin. And then because of the relationship I was in, it was like, we need to sell it and buy a house. And I sold my Bitcoin, got rid of it, didn't think it was going to be, you know, as big as it is now. But man, those couple of $1,000 that I put in would surely be grateful right now. But that is what it is, man. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. When you get to my age, you understand there's a lot of things that have gone on. The key is not to feel like you're too much out of the loop to miss on what's going on right now. And so, even this content right here that I'm doing, this streaming, I don't think that I'm new into anything that I'm doing. Like I said, for me, this is more of an outlet. This is more of a place that I can express myself. But I also think that some of the content that I'm going to be putting out pretty soon is going to be beneficial to a lot of people. A lot of people can use it once I, figure out exactly what it is I'm doing. For now, tonight, like I said in the title, we're going to be discussing authors and artists. And there's a reason for that. But to get back to what I originally started to talk about, print media are the first content creators. Authors are the original content creators. I grew up as a vivid, like avid reader. I was really, really into reading. My favorite author of all time is an author who tends to write a lot about lawyer books, and that's John Grisham. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a super big John Grisham fan. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull up. Let's see. Let's look up what John Grisham has written because I think it's pretty cool. All right. So, oh, my bad, chat. Let me go ahead and do this right here. Oh, that's what I did wrong. Boom. So as you can see right here, this is John Grisham. At one time, it looks like he was a Mississippi state representative. Something I did not know. You know what I mean? Shout out to him. And I grew up reading these books. These books were very, very important to me. Did I not share it right? Let me try it again. Hang on. There we go. All in the same thing. All right. So this is John Grisham. Don't know much about him. Oh, he was born the day after my dad. Really? Dang, that's pretty cool. Um, I don't know too much about his life, who he was. So as far as politics or any of that stuff go, I'm not speaking for him on that. I'm talking about the books that he wrote and what I know him for. So if we look here, right here, this was my favorite author. I will tell you the book that I happen to love, and didn't know I was gonna love it or anything like that. Let's see, I haven't seen it yet. Right here. Okay, I'm gonna scroll up. I must have passed it. Where is it at? Ah, okay. So this book right here, The Street Lawyer, is one of the books that got me super captivated into reading. This book is about a lawyer who is like a high in the weeds, you know what I'm saying? Like, really well known, really respected, a white collar criminal lawyer, if you will, right? And something crazy happens to him. And look, this is me without pulling up. Something crazy happens to him. He's in like a crazy car accident, but through the car accident, he ends up pretty much becoming the lawyer for the homeless. It's like he comes across somebody, comes across a person, and I'll read the official description in a little bit. But this book right here, I swear to God, I was probably in the fifth grade. What is the fifth grade nowadays? Let's see. What age is fifth grade? So fifth grade is 10 to 11 years old. So I was 10 to 11 years old reading this book, which, if I must say, I'm pretty impressed myself. If I knew a 10 to 11-year-old who could get through this book right now without losing interest, without losing heart, I would be super, super impressed. So let's look a little bit more about what this book is about. Okay. And this is coming up, right? Yes. Oh man, come on. We're not doing all that. All right. The Street Lawyer is a legal thriller novel by John Grisham. It was John Grisham's ninth novel. The book was released in the United States on January 1st, 1998. So I read this. Let's see. I was born in 86. Wow. Okay. So I pretty much came out with this. I pretty much read this when it came out, was about when I read it. Okay. So I had to be 12. I had to be 12, 13 when I actually read this. I thought fifth grade was more like seventh, eighth grade, right? So I read this book when I was about 13 years old. So the book was released in the United States on January 1st, 1998. published by Bantam Books on March 30th, 1998 in the UK, published by Century. The plot: a homeless man identifies himself only as Mr. enters the offices of the powerful Washington, D.C. law firm Drake and Sweeney and takes many of the lawyers hostage while angrily demanding information about some kind of eviction that took place. Although he is eventually shot and killed by a police sniper, one of the hostages, an antitrust lawyer named Michael Brock, Michael, right? That was the main character, is concerned about what he has learned and feels compelled to investigate further. Okay, I'm a little off from some of it, but I know there was a car accident involved because I remember reading about that. Again, we're talking about something I read when I was 13 years old, okay? And I'm a little older than that now. But Brock finds his way to the 14th Street Legal Clinic, where he meets Mordecai Green, an advocate for the homeless. And I told you, he starts doing cases for the homeless. Green, along with his abrasive but brilliant staff, work to provide legal help to the most downtrodden members of society. Brock discovers that Drake and Sweeney were involved in the sudden approval of a federal building project on the site of a condemned building that has been serving as rent payment housing for formerly homeless families. These individuals were tenants and thus entitled to a full legal eviction contestment process. But a senior Drake and Sweeney partner ignored this information because the firm had a large stake in ensuring the federal project start on time and thus legally evicted the tenants in the middle of winter, resulting in the deaths of a homeless family. Brock takes a confidential file, intending to copy it, but is quickly suspected of its theft. Shocked by what he finds, Brock leaves Drake and Sweeney to take a poorly paid position with the 14th Street Legal Street Clinic. Let's go. There's a lot of innuendos in here that I'm picking up on why I really like this book, which works to protect his rights of the homeless. This leads to serving of his links to his previous white collar life as his already dying marriage officially ends in an amicable divorce. Brock later becomes emotionally involved in the case of a woman named Ruby, whose drug addiction led to her losing custody of her son. He also meets a young homeless advocate named Megan, and they start a relationship. You know what I mean? Come on. There's all kind of good stuff in here, man. You got lawyers, you got high white collar crime, you got homeless street stuff going on. You got a guy who leaves his white collar life to go help out. He gets divorced. Then he finds a new relationship. I mean, John Grisham is the man. As Drake and Sweeney comes after Brock with theft and malpractice allegation, the clinic files a lawsuit against the firm and its business partners. The firm makes a deal where Brock has his license temporarily suspended while they settle for a large amount of money and fire the partner whose actions led to the young family's death. Drake and Sweeney's head partner, deeply troubled by the events, offers to make his entire staff available for pro bono, which means they're gonna work for free. Pro bono publico is usually short-term pro bono. That's a Latin phrase for professional work undertaken voluntarily without payment. They work to assist the clinic in fighting for the rights of homeless people. The book ends with Brock taking a short vacation with Megan and Ruby and them reflecting on their lives. Come on, man. Look, I remember this guy right here, Tillman. Tillman, a former pimp, small time hustler, and twice convicted felon who owned the apartments where the legal eviction took place. Straight dog. Now, there's got to be something in here about an accident. Let's see. Let me see. We're gonna do this. Look, car. There's got to be something in here about the no. All right, I'm not seeing anything coming right up, but I'm telling you, maybe it was the widow. Maybe the widow had the car accident. Hey, once again, I'm just getting back into reading like this and I'm loving it. So, again, John Grisham, he's got a bunch of great books. Let me see. Let me see. Okay. So, I read A Time to Kill, A Time for Mercy. Those are also movies. I read The Judge's List. I read The Fern, The Pelican Brief, The Client, The Chamber. All of those. The Runaway Jury, The Street Lawyer, and then there's one more, The Summons. I wanted to be a lawyer when I was young, so a lot of these books had like a lot of meaning to me. So, anyways, uh sorry, wrong thing. I meant to click that. So, as I was saying, reading meant a lot to me when I was young, and now I'm a published author. So I got wind of this author showcase that was going on, and I decided, man, I have time. I have the ability to go check it out. It wasn't necessarily where I live. Obviously, my name is Fairfield Jonny on here. However, I am from Fairfield. That's the town I grew up in. But I live in the Sacramento area. I live in Elk Grove, California, which is just south of Sacramento. And it's a suburb of Sacramento. I love it. I love living here. I really, really am thankful to be living here. It's a quiet neighborhood. Everything goes cool. Park my cars without worry. My car's never been stolen, broken into, all that kind of stuff. However, I am from Fairfield. That's where I'm from. That's where I love. And also, too, where I try to take an active approach in the community. So, when I seen that the Solano Library was hosting an authors showcase, I thought, what better way to, learn more about being an author than to go to the author showcase. So I am going to pull up this right here. Let's see, let's share the right. All right. So here's when I went downtown. Started off, people setting up for tonight, pulling up to the Matt Garcia Foundation. So this place right here, this building, means a lot to me. This is Teresa Cordemanche and Vince right here. They are on the board of directors for Matt Garcia Foundation. As you can see here, they're just starting to set up for what was the Christmas tree lighting festival in downtown Fairfield. Once again, where I grew up, where I'm from, where I love, and where I take an active role in the community. So these guys right here are setting up. And again, I am heading to the author showcase put on by the Solano Library at the Solano Event Center, just a block away. So I decided to park, pull up, and say hello to my friend.
We're so excited.
And that is sums up Teresa and Vince in one word: excited. Same thing for Ray, Teresa's husband. They're always excited for what's going on in the community. They have really turned a tragedy into a blessing. And they've put together this community here, this center right here for teens, for everyone to participate in. The Matt Garcia Foundation has a very strong message, and it is to strengthen communities, to support youth, and to stop violence. And so, by any means necessary, those are the goals that are accomplished. One of those ways is to set up for the Christmas tree lighting and be available to everyone downtown as a beacon of hope, as a place for them to come seek refuge, have fun, share love, laughter, memories. So, shout out to them. And as you see here, I've got my books, and your boy is heading to the Solano Event Center for the author showcase put on by the Solano Library. Where is Uncle John? I'm in my hometown, baby, Fairfield, California. Yay! Headed over to this author showcase. Gonna check that out. Like I said, some of my favorite people over there setting up for tonight. It's gonna be fun, man. Happy holidays to you and yours. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa, all that. Yay. And if you're from the Bay, yay means like yeah, or what's up, or holla. You know what I mean? It's just an expressive term for those who are watching that are unfamiliar. we say yee. Actually, there was a rapper back in the day. He had a famous line. He said, I'm the kind of fellow that'll yee instead of hello. And it's just what we do. So that's what I'm doing right there. Just excited to go to this author showcase. And then this right here is the next step of that. So this is the Solano County Event Center, which again I've never actually been to before today. When I was growing up, this was just kind of a county building. I never been inside this building. This is where the Chief Solano statue is in downtown Fairfield. So if you're ever driving through downtown Fairfield in California, you'll see a statue, big old Indian saying hello like that. And that is the Solano County Event Center. So we're going to hear for just a second. They're talking about on the mic about what they're doing. And then I'm going to pause it right when we get to my boy Warwick, who has an amazing book. All right.
And I wanted to thank two very special contributors. And that
So as you can see, there's authors here right all around. So these are all local authors. One, two, three, four, five. I mean, it was like 20 different authors all around the building. You can see right there. See how many authors there are participating in this event was beautiful. I was not there as an author because I found out a little late, but I guarantee you I'm not missing another one. Man, shout out my boy right here. All right. So this is Warwick right here, man. He's on Instagram. I'm gonna pull him up in a little bit. But his book is Who is Legend Stone? Who is Legend Stone? And on Instagram, it's I am Legend Stone. Let's go. Super, super cool dude. This was actually our first time meeting, first time connecting. But we're hooked up. Not only that, but he doesn't know this. When I left this, I ran into Tia, who is Teresa's daughter, part of the Matt Garcia Foundation. And Tia was like, "Oh, my friend Warwick is a part of that today." And I said, "Warwick with the Who is Legend Stone book?" She said, "Yeah, that's my boy." I was like, "Man, he's the one that I saw post about this, that posted about, there's going to be an author showcase, put up the information that I was able to look up, get all the details. So really, I wouldn't have been there today if it wasn't for this guy right here, Warwick Godot. Now, if you know anything about me, my pastors, my family, their friends' name is good. All their names are Godot. And so this is the first person I met outside of my boy's family that is named Godot. I bet you if I do a little digging, there's a connection there. But we're going to talk about his book right now. We're going to get into it a little bit right here. So this is Warwick. Here that I found out about this from. Yeah, see, that's a Fairfield cat right there. You feel me? Look at that smile right there. You know what I mean? As soon as I said, look, this is my boy right here, put out the little seven, like, yeah, you heard, you know what I'm saying? That's a Fairfield cat right there, man. So shout out to Warwick. His author name is W.S. Godot. I like that. I like that a lot. But I really actually like his name, Warwick. And he told me Warwick, like war, you know what I mean? And I was like, oh, okay, that's what's up. But Warwick is an amazing author. My book arrives tomorrow. And I cannot tell you how excited I am to read it this week. Like, I have not been this excited to read a book since I learned about John Grisham and started picking up the books and started reading them on my own. I am looking forward to like the break from social media, I guess I could say, like the break from consuming other forms of content. And I'm just really, really looking forward to having a book in my hand and turning the pages. I don't know if any of you guys can connect with that idea, but I am so looking forward to that. So shout out to him, man. Shout out to him for being an author. This is not a book like mine. Now, look, I'm not going to downplay myself, okay? My books are all written from original stories, but they're only like, I mean, look, I think the Patagonia one's the longest one. They're like 40 pages long and they're children's book. They're mostly the pictures and all those kind of things. But I wrote the words like myself. But Warwick book is an actual novel. That's not something that I've ever accomplished yet. You feel me? So I am so excited to read it. Not only that, but I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna pull up. I'm actually gonna pull up my order in a little bit. Watch. I'm gonna get into exactly what the book is about, so you guys can kind of be excited along with me. Because when I read it this week, I'm gonna be really excited to share it, to share the information. But I'm already plotting, already setting up for him and I to do some content because I'm gonna have the book read. I'm gonna be a customer, a client, but also an advocate that I want everybody from Fairfield, California. If you are from Fairfield, you need to buy this novel. Not only do you need to read it, but you need to read it, you need to share it, you need to push it because this, once again, is the original content. These are the original content creators, the people who make novels for us to consume. Some of the best movies that you've ever watched came out of a novel because someone dared to write and put out their work. So, this is Warith, and we're gonna look at some of his.
Got the branding on point.
Look at, man. See, he's got it down
Boy,
good. Look at these stickers right here. Who is Legend Stone with a Fairfield? So if you're from Fairfield, California, this is our downtown logo. So if you're ever in California, if you're watching this right now in China, if you're watching this right now somewhere else in the world, if you in LA, if you're a Southern California podcaster, content creator, if you ever come up north and you go to Fairfield, California, you can drive right through our downtown and this blazing red sign that says Fairfield County Seat of Solano. You're gonna see it. And so, man, I love this character right here. He had t-shirts, he had all kind of stuff. Look at that. Look at the shirt.
hard.
He got all the Armio colors. So the Armio Indians was their name. I don't know what they're called now. They might be called the Armio Warriors. I'm a Fairfield Falcon. You feel me? I went to the high Fairfield, California. Yeah. But my boy Matt Garcia was a Fairfield, was an Armio Indian. And shout out the Armio Indians. I almost went to Armio, almost, because the International Baccalaureate program. But I didn't end up going because my mom didn't want to give me a ride to the test. But it's all good. So you know what I mean? Shout out to all my Armio Indians out there. But this man wrote a book called Who is Legend Stone? It's a real novel.
That's tight.
Look at that. Look at that. That's all. I'm gonna have my buttons and everything ready for next time. Be like, bow, 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 bow. But I'm gonna do it right now. Look how hard that is. There's no Fairfield author right now with a novel published on Amazon that got Fairfield High in the title. I don't see it. You let me know if there's a Fairfield author like that. There's not. So, man, I'm super stoked for this. This thing comes tomorrow from Amazon. I'm telling you, I'm gonna have it read this week. So I'm really, really excited about that, man. Shout out Warwick, W.S. Godot. Who is Legend Stone is the book. Please order it right now on Amazon, on Instagram. Follow him at I am Legend Stone. Again, super, super great. Shout out to the Solano Library.
Well, this was a super awesome experience. All these amazing authors over here. Everybody's got all their kind of.
Now, this brings me to the second book that I purchased this week. And I'm gonna take down the sharing stream to show you guys. Boom. Shout out to Shelby Morgan. Shelby Morgan wrote this book called Autistically Speaking, and it says right here, I was born with an amazing, it says disability, but the dis is crossed out. Can you see that? It's actually crossed out and it just says ability. Now, for reasons that I don't want to get too in detail about right now, I decided to buy this because I need some insight into autism. As a person who has some autistic people in their life, I thought, what better way to learn and help to navigate life for the autistic people in my life better than to learn about autism from someone who wrote an entire book as a successful adult who is navigating life. And if you see here, it says future, family, friends, um, educationally, career. I mean, it's like all the aspects of life of how she's gone. And I got to meet her, talk about it. And this book is, she told me it took her from 2010 all the way to 2020 when she published it. And so for 10 years, and I'll read the back of it right now to talk about a little more. For 10 years, she wrote this book, and it said, what if you were unable to speak? What if you could not cry? What if you couldn't explain your thoughts? What if fear was your only reality? And then it says about the author being unable to effectively communicate until age 7, Shelby Morgan endured an avalanche of uncertainty. Against all odds, she went from completing grammar school to making it all the way to college, achieving notable milestones. One Saturday morning, she decided to share her journey in this memoir. Written from the perspective of a person living with a disability, in spite of seemingly endless challenges, Shelby Morgan remains vigilant as she strives to do better than she did yesterday. Wow, I'm getting teared up right now, almost thinking about this. With the assistance of her family and friends, she has been enabled to elevate herself and lives a happy life. Today, Shelby resides in Northern California, Fairfield, with her family. She is gainfully employed and continues to pursue higher education. Shelby's status in life confirms failure will always be defeated the moment a person makes effort to achieve the goals they set for themselves. So I purchased this book. It's available at shelbymorgan.com, Shelby with a C. And again, I am super thankful and appreciative for her writing this book. As you can see, even though I call myself an author, this is a real book. She wrote a real memoir of her information, her books, all this great stuff. So I'm really excited to read this. This one will probably take me a little bit longer to get through, a couple of weeks, to really read this and plow through it. But since like recently having stopped consuming THC, I have been looking for things to help fulfill my time and help to make me feel productive yet relaxed. And so, reading has been one of the things that I've really been looking towards, really been striving to do as a person who tries to fulfill the words of my homie, create more than you consume. Sometimes I tend to do a lot, but in this aspect, I'm hoping to learn. I'm hoping to grow. I'm hoping to slow life down just a little bit, take a pause, and focus on what really matters. Importance of self growth, importance in taking a time for my mind to think and to focus on things that are don't have to do with the screen. And I still think that is so very important. Let me see. I want to pull this up so I can be accurate. When was the printing? So the printing press was invented in 1440, which is 355 years ago. 355 years. Now, that may seem like a long time, but if we had to, let's look up what, let's see, what is the longest existence of human beings? So, fossil evidence for a Homo erectus stretches to more than 1.5 million years ago. Let's go ahead and I'm going to show this to you. So, this is the first thing I Googled. When was the printing press invented? 1440. And then the second thing was, what is the longest existence of a human? It says Homo erectus was 1.5 million years ago. So if we take 300 and what I say, 1440, 60, 85. So 385. See, math is important too, right? Let's see, 2025 minus 1440. So I'm sorry, 585 years, right? All right, 585 years. So human beings have been around for for 1.5 million years, right? And reading, the printing press was invented 585 years ago. So if you take 585 divided by 1.5, that is 0.00039. So I'm gonna do that right here. 585 divided by 150. Here we go. I forgot they have a calculator available on YouTube. So, I mean, on Google. So, if you're looking at how long written word has been around as long as mankind, it is 0.00039. That is, this is a tenth, this is a hundredth, this is a thousandth, this is a millionth, 3.91 millionths of the time that we've been around, we've been able to read. And because of social media, because of right here, YouTube content, it's going away. But in that span of 585 years, from 1440 to 2025, how important has reading words been? How important has reading been? How important to the growth of human development has reading been? It has been so important. So, I am a part of what I like to call the war on reading. I am fighting on reading's side. I am fighting on the side of authors, the side of artists, the side of publications, the side of all that. I would love to see more and more growth in the area of books and reading. Sure, is some of that going to come in the form of a Kindle or an audiobook? Okay, I understand that. But how important is it to hand a young child a book versus an iPad, a book versus a laptop, a book like allowing their brain to grow in a sense of diving in to what I call the theater of the mind. You feel me? Because we all can read something together and everyone will come out with a different picture in their mind of what exactly that is based on their personal experiences, based on their lifestyle, based on all the different things that are going on. So, again, getting back to what I shared with you guys, um, being at the Solano Library event, being at the Solano County Event Center was really, really important. Different version of branding and how they're marketing their books. Super, super amazing. Shout out to the Solano Library putting all this together right here at Fairfield. And not just that, but the new host of Reading Rainbow. Guess where he's from? You guessed it. Fairfield, California, the Solano County Library. Get off me. We good. See y'all tonight at the tree lighting. Yeah. And of course, that was in reference to Fairfield, California, to the tree lighting. Again, this is the Matt Garcia Center. Shout out to them. If you have youth or teens in the area looking for something positive, please follow the Matt Garcia Foundation page. Tons of great resources and things available on there.
Trip raised on raw rap.
Anything
Man, I hope it's
this is me being a dork. Let me pull this up. So shout out to
boy, it is snowy here in Fairfield. Jeez. Come on down to the tree lighting tonight, Fairfield, California. We're right downtown. Everything starts at 6 p.m. It's snowy in Fairfield. Woo!
Shout out to the Solano, to the Fairfield bike store.
I make songs, but I'm not a rapper.
Right downtown, Fairfield Bike Shop. Pretty dope place.
some Christmas spirit. It's almost time. Elves head into the
You
Grinch
guys
say
know from
goodbye.
last time
So be
that
nice
Avery
and kind
Rose
and
sneezing
sweet.
through the snow.
Santa's hypey, so give him a
Yee!
yee. Squeezing through the snow, we sleigh around the bay. Dropping.
So, shout out to the Matt Garcia Center. As you see right there, the trailer, all that stuff, man. Everybody down in Fairfield doing what's best for the community. Unfortunately, we suffered a big loss with Matt Garcia, but we haven't dropped the ball. We've picked it up and ran with it, and there's all kind of great things going on down there. And I'm a big advocate and supporter of the center, of everything that they're doing. And so you won't find me anywhere else but there. So yeah, man. Like I said, I'm super excited. I'm super thankful. I got a book coming this week, so I'll be a nerd, tuned into my book, trying to enjoy that, enjoy everything going on. Beyond that, I had a great time with my family. Before I go, I do want to pull up Warwick's book. I Am Legend Stone. It's so funny because what comes up is I Am Legend movie, but that is not that. So I must have been kind of tough writing a book that is, let me see, novel W.S. Goodell. And this is some of the things I like to pull up. So that way, even the authors themselves know what exactly is going on. So let's see here. Who is Legend Stone? Okay, that's the name of the book. So who is Legend Stone? That's why it didn't come up. So let me just erase his name real quick because that came out that way. Let me see if I just put in who is Legend Stone novel. What comes up? All right, perfect. So we got who is Legend Stone. Great. Let's watch some of his contact and react. Some of his content and react to it. Okay, let's do that. I think that's really great. Let me go ahead and share that tab.
You need something, because I sure do see a lot of messages like, hey, I need something good to read. Hey, you guys got any choices? Well, hey, I got a perfect option for you. But
Bop.
who is Legend Stone?
Who is Legend
And
Stone? Let's go ahead and like
it's a
this.
Bay Area author. A Bay Area author. Like, come on. I mean, you looking for. So I don't know if any of you guys are out there, you're looking for a new read, you need something, because I sure do see a lot of messages like, hey, I need something good to read. Hey, you guys got any choices? Well, hey, I got a perfect option for you. But who is Legend Stone? And it's a Bay Area author. A Bay Area author.
And that
Like,
means a
come
lot
on.
to me.
I mean, you looking for.
All right. So we're going to click his page. Before we do that, I do want to pull up the website because I do like to follow what it is that authors and other people are pushing. So let's go ahead and share that tab. Oh, I like it. As soon as I pull it up, look at that. Ooh, look at this. This is tight. Oh, I like that. I got the Fairfield side in the corner. You feel me? This is tight. Okay. I don't have a page like this yet. All right, bro. All right, Worth. You got me on my toes right here. A novel by W.S. Goodell. Let's go. So who is Legend Stone? The Mayans predicted the world would end December 21st, 2012, on Legend's 18th birthday. The world did not end, but Legend's life nearly did. After a tragic accident in Fairfield leaves Legend and his best friend Mullen in a coma, Legend wakes to a new life and new meaning behind his violet eyes. Ooh, so one thing Warwick doesn't know, my girl's name is Violetta. Her name is Violet. Let's go. So Legend Stone now has violet eyes. Ooh, it's kind of like me. I got violet eyes. Cause baby, I only have eyes for you. I can't sing, but anyways, this it says REM life. Okay, This is, you know what? Hang on. Let me, there it is. Okay. It's my screen is actually a TV, so it doesn't fully copy the way I need it to. So I just had to highlight it to read it better. My bad. Let me restart this, okay? All right. So, who is Legend Stone? The Mayans predicted the world would end December 21st, 2012, on Legend's 18th birthday. The world did not end, but Legend's life nearly did. After a tragic accident in Fairfield leaves Legend and his best friend Nolan in coma, Legend wakes to a new life and new meaning behind his violet eyes. This new life includes powers, the ability to fly and wield telekinesis, which we know is being able to move things with your mind. When a fiery incident at a local hot air balloon festival, the Vagabond Hot Air Balloon Festival, when a fiery incident at a local hot air balloon festival thrusts him into the public eye, one question echoes across the globe: who is Legend Stone? As grief turns to rage and hope twists into something darker, Legend must decide: expose the lies or protect the people he loves, fight a war he didn't start or walk away, follow destiny or forge his own path. Because sometimes the greatest threat isn't the power you hold, it's what you're willing to lose for it. Woo! Available now only on Amazon. Do not press the button unless you're ready for your next adventure. Let's go. Okay. So, so you know what? I'm not too far behind. This just came out July 2025. The book takes place in 2012, as we just read about the Mayan calendar. But let's go ahead and read how it reads on here. On December 21, 2012, the day Mayans predicted everything would end, Legend Stone turned 18. The world kept turning, but his life unraveled. After a devastating accident in Fairfield leaves both him and his best friend Nolan in comas, Legend wakes up changed, haunted by fractured memories, pulsing with unexplained energy, and marked by violet eyes that shimmer with something otherworldly: flight, telekinesis, a force he can't control and doesn't understand. When a fiery explosion at a local hot air balloon festival catapults him into the national spotlight, the world demands answers. The media, the government, strangers on the street, they all want to know: who is Legend Stone? With no mentor and no plan, Legend is left to navigate a new reality filled with fame, fear, and growing power. But when the White House takes a sudden interest in him, he discovers he's not the only one with secrets, and that he may be the key to a silent war that's been raging in the shadows. He just wants to be a hero, but some heroes are forged in fire and some legends are born to fall. Woo! I'm super excited, man. I'm super excited to read Warwick's book. Once again, let's click on here. Okay, my boy doesn't have the author page hooked up yet. We gotta help him with that. We got our author page dialed in. Um, it should it should link to that. Whenever you click here, it should link to the author's page. Let's try mine. Let me see if mine works like that. Hang on. So cool that it pops up like that. So when I click my books and I click John Morales author, see it pops up to about the author. Then it has my other books listed right here. It's just my little about the author, you know what I mean? Just a little some. So we got to get Warwick to get all of his books dialed in on that, just as a help. It's just a help. You know what I mean? Like nothing crazy. I'm not trying to say I'm better, nothing like that. It's just that sounds even crazy to say that. I just meant like now that I've kind of learned the game some, he taught me some things the other day. I seen what he had going on. You saw his poster, his other stuff in the background. Matter of fact, you know what I mean? You're gonna see that right here. Look, this is his setup. Am I showing that? I'm not showing that. Oh, good. I didn't even bring up. It didn't even come up like that. Oh, because it went to another. Okay, let me back up. So what I was reading, actually, let me go ahead and stop sharing that. What I was reading was right here on the Who is Legend Stone hardcover edition. What's available? I ordered the paperback because I'm cheap, and so that's what I ordered right there. Who is Legend Stone? Right there. That's what I was reading to you guys just a moment ago. The other example. But to go back, like I said, man, this is fun. This is super, super fun. I like doing this shit. So let me show you. This was his setup at the Solano County Author Showcase. As you can see, it was Friday, December 5th in Fairfield on 601 Texas Street. Shout out to Solano County Library and everybody that put this together. Are we going to like that? Let's see. Letting him know we're reacting to this right now live on YouTube. You feel me? But you see how he has a whole poster right here. He's got pictures. He's got a printed out front and back copy of the books. This is the thing that I thought was dope. He has a picture of himself floating in front of the Fairfield sign, which, you know what I mean? I got a picture of me in front of the Fairfield sign, but I ain't floating. Actually, I'm lying. I got my Genie of the Flats picture floating in front of that. So, man, shout out to Warith again. Look at this. Look at that. That's hard. That's hard, except for this is like an old picture of downtown Fairfield or an AI generated one. I'm not sure. We'll figure out when we do content with him one day. We'll add that onto our thing. But I was really, really. Oh, look at this. Oh, that's hard. That's tight. That's Legend Stone in front of Dave's Giant Burger. I gotta find out if Dave's Burger's in the book. Um, you know what I mean? Like that's super tight. That's super, super tight. And let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and sign up on the subscriber list. It says if you sign up, you get chapter 1 and 2. I'm pretty sure it'll come in the email, so I'll check that out later. Let's see. He's got a Instagram and a TikTok. Oh, there's actually a let me stop sharing this. Go to the page. Okay, so we're back on his page, whoislegendstone.com, and this is an actual trailer. That's tight. I like that. Whoo, my boy doing good with the marketing stuff, man. Put it out July 19th, 2025. I clenched my fist in my lap. Legend, my brother, a living grenade printed by his own emotion, Baylor. Super, super cool. So yeah, man, this is once again just some of what's going on in my world. I think that authors and artists are definitely the key into what's going to be going on in this next few years for me, man. I'm super involved in this. And to bring up artists, I want to pull up real quickly one thing before I get off of here, and that is my boy Bammer, man. So just a quick background. Bammer the artist is a full-fledged artist from the Sacramento, California area. He has been featured in so many things to do with art in this area, Northern California, the Valley, Sacramento, whatever you want to call it. I don't care what you call it. You do not know art if you do not know Bammer. And my boy Bammer has been so influential for so long. I originally met him as a part of the church that I go to. When I first started going to that church, There was an amazing group of young people who were creators. They were artists and clothing designers. It was called Rock and Faith. We actually did. You know what? Let me just show you just how far back we go. And just so for some of you guys who are like, "Oh, who's this guy trying to build a YouTube channel?" Blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like, let me show you. Let me see if I can pull this up. What channel was that on? Ah, ha, found it. We're gonna react to this real quick before we're gonna get back to Bama. I promise you.
Hey, I'm Isaiah with Rock and Faith co-founder.
This is when
we
I
just
met
got this
Bammer.
vision, and we want everybody to be a part of it. If you're a designer, if you're an artist, anything, just come out and show love. We show love to you. Just gaining support for you. If you want to support Rock and Faith, finances, anything, just go at it.
That's
You
not
show
Bammer, that's
love, you show
Isaiah,
prayer,
all
anything you
part of
could
the same
possibly
group.
think of.
I'm here with Adela of Rock and Faith. Now, Rock and Faith.
Sheesh. Look at your boy, man. Look how young I look right there. Look, I got hair still, but I was thick-headed then. And this is my best friends. This is my sister right here. So this YouTube video was put out, geez, what's on this? 15 years ago. 15 years. This video was put out in 2010 before any of you guys were thinking about doing streaming, before any of you guys knew what YouTube was. You were kicking it at home. You were a kid. You were watching cartoons. Your boy was interviewing. I'm wearing a wannabe Coogee sweater made by South Pole. I used to shop at JCPenney's and wore South Pole because my family was from LA and I thought it was cool enough.
Production, a new clothing line that's going to be coming out. You're going to see it here. What is the vision of Rock and Faith?
Well, pretty much the vision is to reach at-risk kids. We have a vision of using the things that we love the most, which would be God, music, art, fashion, family.
And how is it that you're reaching these kids? How does Rock and Faith impact the community?
Well, right now, Rock and Faith is we're putting out our clothing line, and with the shirts that we're selling shirts right now, and with the shirts, it is we're giving a percentage of every shirt that is sold to Destiny Ranch, and Destiny Ranch is a part of Calvary Christian Center, and there they help young men and women who have lived like crazy lives, battered lives, where pretty much they have been told that they are nothing, and they've been placed into a safe environment where they can grow. And we also not only have like amazing artists that we're using, but we're hoping that through this we can use some of the at-risk kids who have these great like gifts of drawing or painting or music, rapping, whatever they do, just using them in this.
All right. So that right there, that's my boy Bammer. That is Bammer. So we met over 15 years ago at our church as just young people who are creatives, who are excited, who are trying to do different things. But now my boy has leveled up. Let me show you. Oh, I can't believe I just did that. Let me show you my boy Bammer now. And then I got to clean up the mess I just made. I love how it just stayed here on the desk. So this is my boy Bammer right here. Bammer is one of the most sought out artists in California, mainly Northern California. And he just finished an amazing mural. for a new store that's in California. But the mural itself is a Sacramento mural, and behind the mural, each letter has a very significant thing. Here, let me play.
We got the Looney.
I don't want to play the music because I'll get copywritten on that, but he's using I Got Five on It by the Loonies right there. Bammer is one of the most unique artists I've ever seen do pieces. His faces and his style of doing art is so individually unique that when you see a piece, you'll know it's him. That of course, if it's his signature right there, here's the piece that he did that signature for. It's just at the new Stizzy location here in Sacramento. It's his latest mural that he did that they had him do. But again, I really, really, really like the mural. And then, of course, I hit my boys from 5.0 events. Look at that. It's so beautiful. This A right here is definitely my favorite, but each letter has kind of like an individual theme to represent Sacramento. And then this is what it looks like when I hit my boys up and say, yo, you got to check out this new mural. You feel me? This is my boy right here that runs 5.0 events. He went out first, did a preliminary little shoot. This is beautiful right here. His car is one of the most amazing cars that's out there. I love 5.0 Mustangs. I have one myself, not a Fox body. I actually own a Fox body, but it was stolen. So hoping to recover that one day. But for now, this is what my boy did. He went out there, showed love to the homie, tagged him because obviously it's on Bammer's page. And then this is the homies today. The homies went out early this morning for a pre-meet before Carson Coffees. As you see here, you see my thing right here. It says, wish I was in town for this, but I love it. Super love my boys, man. All the homies out there from 5.0 events, from 50 Gang TV. Shout out all the homies, man. I could start listing them for sure, but mainly shout out to 5.0 event and Gordo on Instagram. Really, really great guys. Thoonery, 50 Gang TV, 89 Great Hatchback, all of them, man. All the homies out there that popped up. They did a sick lineup, a sick tag for this. And when Bammer gets back from Art Basel, we'll definitely get some more in for sure. But man, it was such a great, cool look, cool turnout. And then this is how Bammer did it right here. Look at this. Look how amazing this looks right here. Woo! This is so sick. It's a thing, man. This is the homie that I met at church, bro. You know what I mean? Like my actual homie, my actual friend, someone I appreciate. Even though we don't kick it all the time, we don't, hang out every day or nothing like that, man. This is someone that I love and I appreciate because of what he brings to the culture and the kind of things that he brings to the community. This is so beautiful. You know what I mean? Look, you see all the taping and everything, how he does everything so meticulously, not exactly like one letter at a time, specific way, but just his own way, man. It's so beautiful. It's so inspirational. To that, look, you see the homie back here, like back painting, back filling all the painting behind him and lettering and all that stuff. So dope. So S represents the history of the locomotive culture in Sac. The first refrigerated boxcar was built in Sacramento, allowing perishable food to be transported via train. The Golden One Center, where the Sacramento Kings play. The Tower Bridge, leading from Old Sac to West Sac, are America's farm to fork capital. I'm sorry, I'm reading this wrong. Let me start over, okay? So Bammer the artist was recently commissioned to do the Sacramento mural by Stizzy at their very first Sacramento store. Huge thank you to the people who trusted his ability. And so the representations are: the S represents the history of the locomotive culture in Sac. The first refrigerated boxcar was built in Sacramento, allowing perishable food to be transported via train. A, the Golden One Center, where the Sacramento Kings play. C, the Tower Bridge, leading from Old Sac to West Sac. R, America's farm to fork capital. The other A, I absolutely love that the people of Sacramento acknowledge that we reside on native land. And that's my favorite letter in all of it. The M, California State Capitol building, surrounded by a plethora of trees. The E, inspired by Slamson, the Sacramento Kings mascot. The N, inspired by the Sac State Hornets. Stingers up. I'm a Sacramento alum. You feel me? The T, the gold rush. There are still visible gold flakes flowing through the Sacramento and American rivers. The O, there are 3 of 9 total International World Peace Rose Gardens located right here in Sacramento, located at 4080 24th Street, just around the corner from Sac City College. Paint purchased by at Leave Your Mark. So shout out to everybody. Shout out to Leave Your Mark. Shout out to Stizzy. Shout out to everyone who played a role in this. Again, I've known Bammer for a long time, but I've just been really supportive of his movement, of his culture. He's also taught me a lot about the fight for local art, for local culture, what it means, you know, when you're artist versus just a corporate artist, someone who does it for the other artists and the love of what they do. Someone who really, really, really is a true artist, man. So shout out Bammer, shout out everybody else that's a part of that. Once again, I just wanted to highlight all this. Tonight's focus was authors and artists while I did this stream. And whether there's nobody here or watching or not, it definitely gave me an opportunity to express some of the things that I love about people that I care about, people that have inspired me. And so, man, stingers up. Shout out to all y'all. I'm going to go ahead and log on this, but I just want to thank you for watching. If you didn't notice, this hat right here, super dedicated. This is my homie Keem's brand right there, dedicated. You could check it out, dedicated.co. You can check out the Instagram, but since becoming a father, since finding out that I was going to be a father, it was the first thing I had to grab to help, you know, just continue to remind myself that forward motion, I love us, and it's big dedicated energy around here. Okay. So thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for everyone who participated in the stream, those who participated in the chat. Love y'all. Thank you. Peace.